WMNF.
The traffic slow, get the first 3 years on the radio. It's 5 grand slams, or ain't that a shame?
Fantastic.
Running out to the game, it's such a fine thing to do. 50,000 other people thought so too. So find me a scouter who can't be beat. 20 bucks front row, gold box seat. But the usher said, sorry, that's for yesterday's game.
It's more secure.
Slide right out of
And I don't know if you want to use headphones or not, but if
I don't
you
think
do,
I need to, do I?
probably not. But if you wanted to hear yourself better and use them, there's a little volume button here.
Is this a good spot?
Yeah.
Probably?
Yeah, if it's good for you, Dan, it's great for me.
Okay.
But just to show you, when I hit, I'm going to be quiet while I do this, but you'll see I control your on-off button over here. So as soon as this tune is winding down, I'm going to mic you up if I've given you enough time. Now you are a White Sox fan, are you not?
No.
I saw a picture of you wearing a White Sox shirt.
I've worn all the caps. You getting a decent balance?
I'll be able to tell
Can't tell
once
yet.
I
Okay.
turn you on.
Okay.
But I mean that sounds about right, and I can control the faders. So.
Okay. You look good.
You look good too, man. It's good to see you. Feels good just to be in the room with him.
Agreed.
It's more fun than I thought. Sure.
All right, a great recording of Dan Bern. And now Dan is live and in person here in the Vicky Santa Memorial Studio. And Dan, what did you think about the recently concluded baseball season? I know you're a big baseball fan. How about those Royals?
Oh yeah. Well, it was interesting because I actually got to see the third Mets-Dodger game. That was the one right after the Utley game.
Oh yeah.
And it was in New York, and I happened to be there. And man, those fans just wanted blood. Of course, Utley didn't get anywhere near the game, but yeah, it was interesting because the Mets just looked so good, wiping everybody out, and then they meet up with an even better team.
Well, the Royals certainly showed their colors and looked like they deserved the World Series. I know you've written about and sung about Bill Buckner before, and I'm sure that we're feeling a little bit for Daniel Murphy of the Mets too, etching his own name in the baseball annals. But they had a great season and a great run too. Well, you are in town and you are playing this Saturday, I do believe, at the Hideaway in St. Petersburg. And if I'm not mistaken, are you involved in a songwriting showcase in the Sanibel Island location too?
Yeah, they got this cool writing workshop there every year, and I've been fortunate to take part in it a few times. And so I'm actually playing there Friday night if anybody's in that area. They're open to the public for the night shows.
Cool. Well, tell us something about where it is and how folks can get there. Is it posted on your website or Facebook page?
Oh, I'm not even sure it is. It should be, but it's on Sanibel Island, and if you look up there's a college there. So if you look up the Sanibel Island Writers Workshop, it probably
and add in Dan Bern's name, you're sure to find it. Cool. And then you'll be back in our area on Saturday at the Hideaway. Very cool. Well, you've got a great new record out entitled Hoodie. We've been playing the heck of it, not just on this show, but several others. Flea played a great tune from it on Monday afternoon. I know Flea is listening. I want to thank Flea for pointing you in my direction for your visit this afternoon. I also want to thank another gentleman who's in the studio with us this afternoon, a friend of Dan's from Chicago, area, but living down here now. Scott Momenti made a pledge to community radio and is sitting in here with us watching the show. May join in at some point later this afternoon too. Well, how about a tune or two from you, Dan?
Sure. This one is the namesake of the Hoodie record. What do I want to say about it? Maybe I'll just play it. I'll just play this one. Your heroes all got teleprompters. I got a bucket of beer. Stand in your cornfield, mister. We'll have a good time in here. I got my GPS and my hoodie, and my one guitar that stays in tune. And if all goes well, I'll see you on the moon. Sometimes your heroin's heroin, sometimes coffee, sometimes a girl. Sometimes you gotta get away from something as far as you can in the world. I got my GPS and my hoodie, and my one guitar stays in tune. And if all goes well, I'll see you on the moon. I'll see you in hell, I'll see you in Texas, I'll see you in my dreams, I'll see you in the rain, I'll see you in the rear view, I'll see you on the radio, jump on, I'll see you in the clubhouse, California. Well, I've never seen a barrier I could have gone around that I didn't just barrel through. I'm going up to Alberta, I didn't know what else to do. I've got my big old van and my rice cakes and my helium balloon. I hope you get my postcard from the Indiana dudes. I got my GPS and my hoodie, and my one guitar stays in tune. And if all goes well, if all goes well, if all goes well, and it will, I'll see you on the moon.
Dan Bern, live at your community conscious radio station, WMNF Tampa 88.5 FM or WMNF.org. Paying us a visit this afternoon and playing a few shows in Florida in the coming days, playing at the Sanibel Island Writers Workshop tomorrow and playing at the Hideaway in St. Petersburg on Saturday. And you've got a Key West date, I think, on the immediate horizon too. Well, it's great to have you back at the Florida and West Coast side of Florida for us again, Dan. I don't know how long it's been since you last have been in town visiting WMNF, but it's great to have you here again.
Thanks.
And Dan has performed for community radio before. You've been in the new building, though, have you not? I know you probably remember the little house next door to our current studios.
I've been here before. I have been here.
Well, welcome back.
Yeah.
And tell us what's new and exciting going on. You're promoting the brand new record, and it's getting great reviews, and it is getting all kinds of airplay here and at other radio stations across the land. How's that doing for you?
It's fun. It's fun. It's fun to have something new to travel around with. I've been feeling pretty good about pretty much playing a lot of the songs every night. You know, there's been times with other records, and I'd kind of maybe blown past them by the time they actually came out, and I remember people saying, "You didn't play anything from your brand new record," but I'm not really having that problem with this one. Everything still feels really fresh.
Well, when you've got a catalog of a dozen plus records and probably 1,000 songs in your catalog, I know you never run out of stuff to play, but it's great having a record that is something you look forward to playing each and every night. We just heard the title track from Hoodie. I mentioned earlier that you've got Willie Watson on one of the tracks, Lifeline, and some other important guests. I think you even have your daughter appearing on the new record at some point.
Yeah, she jumps in. She jumps in on Waffle House. She sings JFK, just JFK.
That's cool. Well, I know that speaking of Waffle House, Randy Wynn tomorrow is going to be having a guest host on his show playing 3 hours of music about food, and during the broadcast they're going to be playing Waffle House and giving away a copy of Dan Bern's great new record, Hoodie. So tune into the Thursday morning show tomorrow for a chance to win Dan's new record. Well, how about another tune from you, Dan?
Sure. This one's called Merle, Hank, and Johnny. Kid out in the Midwest, you grew your hair as long as it could go. Farm boys got down in the dirt and wrestled. Topsoil blew as far as Ohio. Got our records up at the hardware, spent every last dime on rock and roll. But on the radio it was Merle, Hank, and Johnny, Buck Owens, Jimmy Rogers, and George Jones. Well, I grew up and I drifted from the Midwest, to London, New York, Montreal. The music that we listened to had drum machines we rocked as they kicked down the Berlin Wall. But my young years sometimes felt like someone else's. Every now and then you'd hear it wafting low on the radio. Merle, Hank, and Johnny, Buck Owens, Jimmy Rogers, and George Jones. Silver wings, I'm so lonesome I could cry, stuck in Folsom Prison without you. I got a tiger by the tail, T-fur, Texas. Blue must be the color of the blue. Skies of California, and I don't know where the days of time have flown. And I look into the mirror, don't know where that kid is gone. 'Cause even now I got a young one of my own, and I wonder what some music she'll hold inside her heart. Cartoon kids, they all sing rock and roll, but I make sure she hears Merle, Hank, and Johnny, Buck Owens, Jimmy Rogers, and George Jones. Sing it home, silver wings. I'm so lonesome I could cry, stuck in Folsom Prison without you. I got a tiger by the tail, T-fur, Texas. Blue must be the color of the blue.
great tune from the brand new record from Dan Bern. And that one, Dan, every time I play it here, I get calls from folks telling me that it sends shivers down their spine, and are pronounced in good fashion.
Oh, we
I
like
should,
that. We like
I should
shivers.
say too. So I know that song has struck a nerve with a lot of our listeners here and is getting airplay on the morning show and on the afternoon shows and on the evening shows too. So you've got a hit on your hands. And you talk a little bit about the fact that you were playing rock and roll in your youth, but that music was in the background from your childhood. And it says something about the power and timelessness of music, does it not?
Yeah, you know, when I was living in New Mexico for a few years, southern New Mexico, a small town, just back, 7, 8 years ago, and you turn on the radio, and that's what you were hearing, old classic country, and that really brought me back, because that's what was on the radio when I was a kid up in Iowa, and so I'd never gotten too far away from that stuff, but it really kind of brought it home, and I started, I don't know, kind of just writing in that vein a little bit too.
Well, I first heard that tune on a day trotter session, I guess about a year ago, so in advance of the release of the new record, and was playing that even before the new record came out, so I was thrilled to see it make an appearance on the new one. How long has the new record been out now?
I think it came out early September.
So, well,
So
congratulations
not
on
terribly long.
congratulations on the latest. What number record is that in the pantheon of Dan Bern
Well, I think
records?
if you include the EPs, it's 24, 25, something like that.
Never run out of ideas, it would appear. And now you're also writing longer fiction works too. You've got a detective noir book that has recently come out too. Tell us something about that.
Well, the premise, it's called 10,000 Crappy Songs and Other Tales of Detection. It's the premise is the guy who's writing it was a songwriter, and he wrote by his own estimation 10,000 crappy songs, and at some point he decided to switch gears and become a detective. So yeah, the funny thing, I guess, is that every case he has against really his own desires, he's forced to go and to write a song, just in pursuit of the case. One time he has to catch a song thief, a guy who's like a song guru. He's doing these songwriting workshops, no relation to me at all, and he's stealing the good songs. And so this guy, the detective, has to go to these workshops and write a good enough song that the guy wants to steal it, and it's charting in Burma or something. So that that's just one. Really fun to do. At some point, after I finished writing the stories, I realized that there are all these song titles sprinkled through from like his old songs. So I just went ahead and wrote all of those. So they come if you go to my website and click on and get the book, all the songs come with it. So that's kind of fun.
Oh, cool. So it's got a CD with it as well.
Yeah. It's like an online. It was online published by an outfit called Dutch Kills Press, and I kind of think it's kind of a perfect format for online publishing, because you're reading along and then you can listen to the songs as you go. So.
And again, folks can find out more about that by visiting Dan's website. And how is the discipline different for a gentleman such as yourself, who's been recording music and songs in roughly a 3 to 5 minute format, mostly to be putting pen to paper in an extended format? Was that a different kind of a challenge, or was it something that songwriting prepared you for?
Well, I tended to write in kind of 1,000 word bursts, like in each one sort of in a nightly setting, sitting. So they would come out. Probably those bursts would be about the same amount of time it would take to possibly write a song. So it was pretty natural. It's fun to it's fun to do anything that you can keep coming back to. I wrote. I got to do some songwriting for a couple of movies not too long back, and that was really great. But at some point it ended, as movies do, and I was sort of lamenting that it couldn't just keep on going. Right now I'm writing for a new cartoon called Stinky and Dirty. I wrote the theme song last year, and then they got picked up on Amazon for a season. So I'm getting to do a song for every episode, and I'm just hoping to get another season, because that's, if you're inclined to write a bunch of songs, being able to get up, drink your coffee, and get to work is kind of as good as it gets. I don't have to wear a tie or anything.
Pretty cool. So, cartoonist, illustrator. Some of your illustrations have also graced the covers of some of your records or CDs. So, not a total surprise to me to hear you in the cartooning business too. But
well, I'm not doing the cartoons. I mean, I'm doing the songs for.
Okay,
I'm not doing
perfect.
the animation, so that's a different department.
But you are an illustrator of a sort too, are you not?
I like to draw and paint. Yeah.
So, well, how about a tune? We've got like 3 minutes before the NPR news. If you've got a tune you can give us to take us up to the news break. And Dan, of course, will be back with us after the news, so don't go away. What do you got in store for us, Dan?
Well, I'm going to try this one. This is kind of an old one. Some of the folks might remember this one. Now when I tell you that I love you, don't test my love. Accept my love. Don't test my love. 'Cause maybe I don't love you all that much. Don't ask what kind of music I'm gonna play tonight. Just stay a while, hear for yourself a while. And if you must put me in a box, make sure it's a big box with lots of windows and a door to walk through and a nice high chimney, so we can burn everything we don't like and watch the ashes fly up to heaven, maybe all the way to India. I'd like that. And all the ancient kings came to my door. They say, you want to be an ancient king too? I said, oh yes, very much, but I think my timing's wrong. They said time is relative. Did you misread Einstein? I said, you really mean it? So what do you think we come here for? Ain't help or something? Everybody's waiting for the Messiah. Jews are waiting, Christians are waiting, also the Muslims. It's like everybody's waiting. They've been waiting a long time. I know how I hate to wait, like even for a bus or something, an important phone call. So I can just imagine how darned impatient everybody must be getting. So I think it's time now, time to reveal myself. I am the Messiah, I am the Messiah, I am the Messiah, I am the Messiah. Yes, I think you heard me right. I am the Messiah. I was gonna wait till next year, build up the suspense a little, make it a really big surprise. But I could not resist. It's like when you got a really big secret, you're just bursting to tell someone. It was sort of like that with this. Now that I've told you, too. So when I tell you that I love you, don't test my love. Accept my love. Don't test my love. 'Cause maybe I don't love you all that much.
Dan Bern with Jerusalem. I think that originally appeared on Dog Boy Van, or maybe another record too, but
Maybe a
great
couple of 'em.
version. Well, it's our great pleasure to have Dan Bern in here, and it is almost 3 minutes past 5 o'clock. We're going to break away and join the NPR News in progress, but following the NPR News, we'll be back with Dan, some more tunes and conversation. Thanks for listening. You're tuned to WMNF Tampa.
He staged his suicide. Chief Investigator
Good.
George
That was
says
dynamite.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
and was afraid a recent audit was about
Do you
to
still
expose
know
him.
This is the
leak
first
in your
time
radiator?
in my career that I felt ashamed by the acts of another police
Not
officer.
to
Michael
throw it
says
off.
Leibowitz incriminated
Grandma?
himself in text messages.
Not to
and his
throw it
ability
out.
To throw it out?
people.
I only got a couple that I still
Investigation has been turned over to
maintain.
the
All right.
FBI and county prosecutors.
Would you play one?
NPR News, I'm Noah
If
we get talking?
I certainly would play one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd love to.
Okay.
Based on
A little
If you,
rough,
if
but
you
I-
lead into the if you lead into like
private sector firms,
conversation, John, about
jobs last month,
Yeah.
down from
like
September's 100.
how I got started or something,
Okay.
and I can talk about Chicago, and I can
monthly jobs report due out later
can-
this week.
We can mention Fitzgerald, right?
Government
Sure.
numbers do come out, they'll show us
Or you
the number
can.
of jobs was added by the economy.
yeah we
Stocks lost
can.
ground
We can.
today. The
I want to
Dow
talk
Jones
about
Industrial Average down
I was
50
playing
Guy